Hey, it's Raj from 3CB. Lakers wing Kyle Kuzma came into the 2019-20 season with heightened expectations for his jump shot after a full summer of adjusting his form and attempting to iron out the kinks that plagued him last season. However, he still struggled from distance this year, shooting a paltry 29.7% overall from behind the three-point line. In this video, I'll explain 3 reasons for Kuz's jump shot struggles, including 2 mechanical deficits and a contextual factor, and if these issues can be rectified moving forward. A key emphasis for Kuz's 2-motion jumper was to make it more fluid and efficient via improved balance, syncing of his upper and lower body, and using a higher set point. A reasonable prototype is Warriors guard Klay Thompson. However, Kuz has struggled mightily with those mechanics this season. It's almost like 3 distinct movements. That lends itself to considerable movement noise and variability, both of which are enemies of consistent mechanics, and results in leaking energy, each of which may help explain why Kuz's misses are so erratic. Kuz's disjointedness reminds me so clearly of a player who's in the middle of the shot alteration process and overthinking the mechanics, which we know interferes with learned and practiced shot coordination. Kuz frequently rotates his body to the left while shooting the ball. This rotation adds yet another layer of free variables and inconsistency into his jumper. A common reason for this type of rotation and landing is impaired balance during the jumper setup. This creates a domino effect that impacts the rest of the movement. On his makes, he exhibits more even foot placement, less rotation, and simultaneous touchdown. Lastly, Kuz's struggles may be in part to a disjointed season, even prior to the COVID-19 delay that began with a lengthy recovery from a foot stress fracture suffered during USA basketball training camp in August, adjusting to a new limited touches role in the offense, and another injury setback after inversion spraining his ankle in December, which he then tried to play through for 2 weeks, but clearly struggled with and eventually sat out over a week to properly rehab. This disjointedness limited Kuz's in-game reps, adaptations, and killed any rhythm or confidence he may have started to find. Teammate Avery Bradley went through a similar rut after missing nearly a month with a hairline fracture of his right fibular head, but found his jumper in a serious way, shooting nearly 45% from beyond the arc over the final 17 games prior to the COVID-19 shutdown. But he also wasn't dealing with the added layers of a new jumper or role like Kuz is. Things may look bleak for Kuz, especially based on the numbers, but there is still real hope that he can work through these issues. His form fluctuation and disconnectivity is a critical part of learning and adapting to altered shot mechanics that were ingrained into his movement system for 20 plus years. That fluctuation only increases when under the high-stress microscope of playing for a Lakers championship contending team. Further, Kuz has shown some consistency in mechanics and thus better results from specific parts of the floor, hitting at a 3-point clip of 38.5% from the left corner and an astounding 61.5% from the right corner. Lastly, for this season, the COVID-19 delay may actually end up helping Kuz's shot because it not only gave him more times to assess and correct jump shot problems, but also gave him some time to just take a break, step back from the pressure, and come back mentally refreshed for this NBA restart. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. My goal is to provide you with in-depth, evidence-based, narrative-free analysis. You can always find me on IG and Twitter at 3CB Performance. Please take care of yourselves and follow the appropriate precautions to limit your exposure to and spread of COVID-19. Make sure to sub to the channel and follow along on all social media for latest updates. 3CB out.